Welcome back to the Justice and Recovery Podcast, formerly known as the Podtask. We're thrilled to bring you a special episode today in our 2025 sponsor series. In this series, we'll be highlighting some of the incredible vendors and sponsors who support the Texas Association of Specialty Courts and our annual training conference. These are the organizations that help make our work possible and contribute to the success of specialty courts across Texas. Today, we're focusing on a company that plays a vital role in offender accountability and public safety, and that's Intoxalock. Many of you in the justice system are familiar with interlock devices, and that these devices are a crucial tool in managing DWI offenders, ensuring they are sober before operating a vehicle and contributing to safer roads for everyone. But Intoxalock offers more than just a standard device, and today we're going to highlight a few key aspects that make them stand out. Joining us today to share more about Intoxalock is Jaylen Nalls, one of 3 partner success managers in Texas. After talking to Jaylen, it's clear that Intoxalock is more than just a device provider. They are a partner in the justice and recovery journey, offering technology, support, and community engagement. So let's explore with Jaylen and learn more. Hey, Jaylen, it's great to have you here with us. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and the organization you work with?
Thank you for having me, Liz. I really appreciate you guys reaching out and giving us this opportunity. My name is Jaylen Nalls. I'm one of the 3 partner success managers over in Texas at Intoxalock. I started in the criminal justice field in 2019 when I was hired at Harris County Pretrial Services. While working there, I was assigned to the Enhanced Supervision Division, specifically responsible for managing alcohol monitoring and having an alcohol monitoring caseload. uh, that's where I came face to face with some of the issues that like Texas and our society has with drinking and driving. I think it's something like every 39 minutes, someone is killed by a drunk driver. I wanted to do more to help resolve the issue, but I'm not a very punitive person by nature, if you can't tell. So from there, I got the opportunity to work with Intoxalock, and so I just jumped on that opportunity. I figured they would have more resources to assist people, and I was right.
Can you tell me a little bit about the history of Intoxalock?
So Intoxalock was founded in 1988. The founder partnered with Iowa State University to create the technology that we use in our industry to essentially test for alcohol by the breath. So yeah, we've been around for what, 37 years? And we got into Texas in 1994. So we're coming up on our 32nd year of serving the Texas community.
Well, happy anniversary. Can you share a little bit about the services and products that Intoxalock provides to the public?
Intoxalock is an interlock company. We provide breathalyzers to the courts, to CSCD departments, to our clients, also on a voluntary status as well. We also have home monitoring units, which is our portable option. Essentially the same thing as the interlock devices and the breathalyzers. They just have a blow schedule attached to them. And some of the services that we provide along the way while a client has our device, we essentially help them get back on the road with license reinstatement through our Breathe Easy product as well, and 24/7 customer support, free roadside assistance, and a whole bevy of solutions that we offer to our clients.
When I used to be a criminal defense attorney, I actually had this client who had a drinking problem, and she had to have an interlock device in her vehicle, and she had gone through her case. That can obviously take a long time to get there, to the resolution of her case. And at the resolution of her case, I won't go into all those details, but what I wanted to share is at the resolution of her case, she actually changed to a voluntary device in her vehicle. I Up until that point, did not know that you could have a device like this just because you chose to, not because the court ordered it. And so I thought that was interesting, but also it kind of warmed my heart when she explained to me that she was concerned that if she chose not to have the device, that she would go back to drinking. And so it was important to her to continue her sobriety
And by having this device, most importantly, was that she knew that it was going to protect the public because she was terrified that if she did do something like this, that if she, fell off the wagon, that she could harm somebody. And that was the thing that she didn't want to do. And so she voluntarily did that. One of the things that she said was that the cost was actually lower by doing a voluntary
It
device
is.
versus having a court ordered device. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I don't know how many people actually understand or know anything about any of that.
That's kind of unknown and by a lot of people. You're not the only person that didn't know that, that people will voluntarily sign themselves up for something like that. People do get the device voluntarily and they keep the device voluntarily. I think that was one of the things that inspired me to kind of make the jump from the monitoring side of things over to being a vendor and a provider, is because I get to help along that process and assist clients along the way with their sobriety. And I think it's a beautiful thing. When you're a monitoring officer and a client has to get a device like a breathalyzer, they're very combative at first. They feel like the rights are being taken away from them. And then, when you have good clients that see the ultimate end goal in it, they begin to appreciate the device in a way that you kind of didn't expect. So I love being on this side of things with Intoxalock and being able to um, be there for those clients and whatever issues that they may be having. But yes, the device is cheaper in a voluntary status. It's half the price actually in a voluntary status because it doesn't come with that reporting piece that monitoring officers need, to give reports to the court and things of that nature. And also, a voluntary device doesn't come with a camera installed as well. So.
That is great information. You also mentioned Breathe Easy product. Can you elaborate a little bit more about what is the Breathe Easy product?
So the Breathe Easy product is a solution that we offer along with our interlock devices that essentially helps clients with their SR22 insurance. And then they also help clients regain their license, and they have customer advocacy team that essentially gives them the steps in the process of whatever territory that they're in to let them know, okay, this is what you need to do based on where you live to get back on the roads as quickly as possible.
That is great information. So do you actually work with courts and, let's say, probation officers and stuff like that? But do you also work with any just customers in general, like people who actually have to use the devices? Like who
Yes,
are the people you interact with?
so I interact on all levels, right? So I really want to be seen as more than a provider in Texas. I want to be seen as a partner at all levels. I'm here for the monitoring officers if they have any questions about our reporting and about our device and about our dashboard. But I'm also here for their clients as well. So I'll have officers, call me at any time of the day and let me know about what their clients are going through. And I'll tell them, hey, give me your client's number or have your client call me. Um, and I have a great team that works with me on maintaining that stuff, right? But when I do have the time, I'm always taking calls from clients because I do have that background of being a monitoring officer, so I can kind of get onto the level and kind of understand what they're going through because I understand it's a very sensitive time in their lives. For most people, it's the worst time of their lives, and they may have frustration with what's going on at the moment, but they're not. It's not personal. You never take it personal. They're just going through a very stressful time. So being there and being able to give them the assistance that they need, whether it's, an appointment for a service center nearby, or getting them in touch with our advocacy team, or getting them in touch with someone that can give them some more knowledge about how the device works. I love doing that stuff because, again, I understand time is of the essence with things like this. And a lot of times these clients are being monitored and they have court, and maybe in 5 days or in the next day, and they need something fixed immediately before they go to court. And I understand that. So I just love being there for them.
You mentioned the service centers. Do you know about how many service centers Intoxalock has in Texas at all?
Yeah, so we are hovering around that 500 range with service centers. We have the largest service center network um, out of any provider in the United States. We love working with our service centers because it's a way for us to give back to the community as well. So our service centers, a lot of them are mom and pop shops, right? They are not huge commercialized businesses. Some of them are just car shops ran by a mechanic and his team, and we go in and we ask them if they'd be interested in learning how to install our devices, learning how to support our clients, and if they're on board, we have a full service center team that trains them up and teaches them how our devices work, teaches them how to install them, and then we set them up to be one of our service providers. In the last year, actually, $6 million was earned and paid out to our service centers, and we don't touch any of that, right? So that's all money going back into the Texas community.
Wow, I did not know that about Intoxalock at all. That's great to hear. What are some of the things that your customers say about Intoxalock that you think that they really enjoy about the product?
Our devices just simply work, right? We've been in this field for a very long time now, and we know what works. I think we have like 90% of our Trust Pilot reviews are like 4 and 5 stars, right? So, and with that much time under our belt, that's a very impressive stat. Again, this is a very sensitive time for a lot of clients. And if you get, known as a vendor or as a company that the device doesn't work the proper way, you get found out pretty quickly. And we've been able to have a staying power within the industry that I think is admirable.
You have a staying power. You've been around a long time. Tell me a little bit more about the unique qualities about these products for Intoxalock. Like, what makes you stand out from all the rest?
I think really it's our support and it's our service center network is what makes us stand out the most. And it's the other things that we offer along with the device, like our Breathe Easy insurance and helping clients get back on the roads with the license reinstatement and the SR22 process. And again, our devices, speaking from the monitoring standpoint, the real-time reporting uh, is a really big thing, and it helps those officers create an environment of accountability for their clients, which ultimately help their clients throughout the process in their recovery or throughout the process in getting off probation because they know that they're going to be held accountable because our devices, they act as cell phones essentially. As soon as you blow into that thing, your officer knows what you blew. We are integrated with our CSS, which is essentially a case management system that all of the officers in Texas use to monitor their clients. So we are the only vendor integrated with that platform, right? So as soon as a report is available for the monitoring officers, um, they're able to see it. So that helps us, maintain a level of consistency and a level of just working and being there for our clients and our monitoring officers.
I got to meet you at the Texas Association of Specialty Courts annual conference of 2025. What kind of work does Intoxalock do with specialty court programs?
I really appreciate the task conference on another level because this is the second opportunity that's come out of the task conference for me that has been just great and fantastic and helping, me get the message out there about Intoxalock and what we do and how we're here to support the community. But, you know, the my first task conference was last year. I was at my booth and Judge Yolanda Huff came to my booth. And if you know anything about Judge Yolanda Huff, she is just she's a bubbly person. She's always on. So I took Judge Yolanda Huff out to lunch, her and her staff, and we had just a great time and a great conversation about her mental health court program and what she's doing and how passionate she is about her participants. So she ended up inviting me to her mental health court graduation. Me and two of my colleagues attended her mental health court graduation last spring just to see and just be a part of it. We met some of her participants and just got to know the operations and her staff and how they do things down there or over there in Bear County. And she invites me again to the fall graduation. And I said, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming. I definitely want to support." And I ended up asking her if there was anything that we could do on our end from Intoxalock that she needed, and she said, "Yes, actually, you can sponsor the specialty core graduation if you would like." So I got the green light from my boss to sponsor the meals at the graduation, and I got to sit around and meet the families of the graduates and talk to them and hang out. Again, Judge Huff, and she's over the top with everything. She even gave us an award and called us on stage, and so it was just a great moment, and it was just a great moment to get to know some of the participants because her program is not easy to get through. If there's one thing that I kind of got from that experience is hearing the testimonies from some of the participants and how challenging it was to get through her program. I was really inspired, and just to hear some of their stories about, again, circling back to not really wanting to have a device, not really wanting to be monitored, not really wanting to get with the program, but they saw the benefit at the end of it, right? They were appreciative that they had a support group that cared about them to get them through uh, to the other side. So that's just some of the work that I've been able to do with my time here at Intoxalock. And, kudos to my boss and upper management for giving me the green light to do that. Examples like that is why I made the jump to come and work for Intoxalock, because I figured they would have the resources and I would have the backing to kind of do things like that.
So it's so funny that you described her like that because she is a force. One thing about Judge Huff is that she is passionate about this work and she does not stay quiet about her passion. That's what I
No,
love. She is advocating for the value of what specialty courts stand for. She's advocating to the community so that they understand the importance of the program, all of the programs, not just her own program, right? She'll wax poetic about all the programs and the
she
importance
created a
of all the
book.
work.
She created a little
Yes,
book of all the programs. I was,
she
I was like,
did.
this is so great.
She did. And she puts on webinars. Actually, in San Antonio, they put on these webinars for the community to learn more about it. And it's open to everybody, right? I appreciate her work and her passion and the things that she does to not just advertise about her own court itself, but to share about the courts and all the programs that Bear County has. But she also advocates and promotes all of specialty court programs in the state. And I appreciate all of that from her. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like working? You kind of gave some kudos to your management, but share a little bit more about what it's like working for Intoxalock.
It's been a great experience, actually. I think from top to bottom, when an organization is aligned on a single mission, it's a good time and it's inspiring and it makes you want to, do a better work. From top to bottom, everyone is all about reducing the drunk driving rate and getting people back on the roads as safely and quickly as possible. So that experience has been fantastic. I think as long as your goals and what you want to do in your territory, and I'm speaking for partner success managers now, as long as they align with the mission of the organization, and ultimately, as long as what you're trying to do is to reduce drunk driving and get people back on the roads as safely as possible, they're going to back you. So I've really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed having the freedom of kind of going about my territory in the way that suits me best. Again, I told you I'm not a very punitive person. So, aligning with you on this podcast, aligning with Judge Huff in the specialty court and mental health specialty court in Bear County, those are the things that make my job great, that I enjoy the most about working with Intoxalock.
What's the website that people can go to learn more about Intoxalock?
So to get more information about Intoxalock, you can just simply go to www.intoxalock.com, or you can go to getintoxalock.com if you ever need to gain some more information about what we do and the services that we offer.
Jaylen, it has been so great having you on this show. I have had a blast.
We got to do another one, Liz.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Thank you for turning into this special 2025 Sponsor Series episode of Justice in Recovery. We will be back with another episode soon. In the meantime, we encourage you to visit Intoxalock's website to learn more about their products and services. You can find them at www.intoxalock.com.